Okay, artists, it's time to create our very own comic strips, a story with just pictures. Before we create our comic strip, it's helpful to make a plan. So I'm just going to come up with an idea of what each box in my comic strip is going to be about. So first, I think I'm going to pick something that my sister does a lot. So it's going to be Erica Goes Hiking. Next, what is going to happen to her next? Something that happens a lot when you're hiking is she is going to get thirsty. So first, Erica goes hiking. Next, she gets thirsty. Then she would have to come up with a way to find water. So she looks for a stream, some water in the woods that she's hiking in. And last, she is going to have to find some water, but I want to do it in a silly way. So instead of finding a stream, she is going to find water at a grocery store at the edge of the woods. Now that I have my plan, I can start creating my comic. So I'll write a title at the top saying Erica's hiking trip. And then below, I'm going to draw 4 boxes that will have each of the pictures for my comic strip. So I'll do 2 in a row and then 2 underneath for my first, next, then, and last parts of my story. Now I'll start creating my images. So I'm going to take my main character drawings from last week so I can look at them and decide what I want Erica to look like in each part of the story. So I think for my first part of the story, I'm going to have Erica look like that first picture. So she's going to look a little bit happy because she's starting out on her hiking trip. So I'm going to draw her the same way I did last time we were drawing together with the same shapes. I'm going to use rectangles and circles, but I'm also going to bend her leg to make it look like she is walking because she's about to go on a hike. And then I'll give her the same face with a smile because she is excited for her hiking trip. And as soon as I finish putting in all of the details for my main character, Erica, I'm going to have to put the setting or where she is. So just like we did our shapescapes, you can use shapes to add all of the things into your setting. So right now she's going on a hiking trip, so she's on a path, and I'm going to create some trees all around to make it look like she's walking into the woods. Then I'm going to add a circle sun up top because remember she has to get thirsty, so I'll make it look like it's really sunny outside. And now I'm ready to go on to the next part of my story. So next, Erica gets thirsty. And I think I'm going to choose this picture that I drew where she looks a little bit upset. And I'm going to make her look a little bit bigger in this one so you can see more of her face. So I'm just going to draw the top half, her head and her shirt. And I'll give her that sad expression with the eyebrows going down. And then I'll add some little bits of sweat dripping down because she's tired. She's on a hike in the woods. When I'm all finished drawing her, I have to add in her setting again. So where she is, I'm going to add lots of trees all around because right now she is in the middle of the woods. She's not starting, she's in the middle of her hike and there are just trees everywhere. The sun is way up really high now and it is over her head, making her really, really thirsty. And as I finish up these trees, I can start thinking about what I'm going to draw for the then part of my story. So then she is going to be looking for a stream. So I'm moving on to the box on the bottom because remember we read left to right on the top and the bottom. So now let's pick what she's gonna look like. I'll do the same, that front one again, that first one where she's happy because she came up with an idea. So again, I'm gonna put her big with just her head and her shirt showing so we can see that she's got a good idea. So as we said, Erica has the idea to go looking for a stream to get some water for her to drink. So a way that I can do this is by drawing a thought bubble. A thought bubble will show what she's thinking. So a thought bubble is just some curved lines going around like a cloud to show the thoughts of your character. So I did a small one and then a bigger one coming away from her head. And then inside, I'll draw a picture of what she's looking for. So she's looking for a stream, so I'll draw a stream with some waves to show that it's water that she's looking for and thinking about. All right, and now we are ready to move on to the last part of the comic strip. So last, instead of finding a stream, she finds a grocery store at the end of the woods. So I'm going to draw her super excited, like in my drawings of her with her different expressions. So I'll draw that out quickly. And then I'll draw the grocery store up ahead with some other buildings next to it. I'm still using shapes like we did in our Shapescapes, so just making sure that I have everything that I need there. And then I'll draw some trees also behind her to show that she just came from the woods. So the sun is still shining over her head, but she is on her way to get some water. And there is my comic strip. You can even take the time to color in your whole comic strip to make it look a little bit more bright and fun. I cannot wait to see the adventures your main characters go on, and I'll see you soon. Bye, Wildcats!